So for step 14, the front axles, you can see that we're going to need to grab these two uprights, which are here on this parts tree. So they're the blue bits. And then this is the hardware we're going to need. So we've got our axles, the plastic bearings, and the metal bearings, and the O-rings. Now I'm showing you these because here are the ball bearings that are going to be replacing those two items. So we've got all that. And then we've got the axle right there, which we're going to need when placing in the O-rings into those axles. So I think what we're going to do is we'll start with this one first. Grease that up, but I think we'll put the ball joint into the upright first, and we'll go from there. So I'll just set this up and we'll put this on. So first off, let's grab one of our uprights, and I've already taken them off the parts tree. So you can see that we're going to need to put one of the ball joints into the hole, and there is only one hole with this at the end. So because this one is going to sit like that, we can tell that the ball joint is going to have to, or the ball connector is going to have to come up from the bottom. So grab that and grab our box wrench, and we'll start spinning that in. Make sure that's going in okay. Yes. And we'll just go to the end. I won't do this too tight. There we go. So there is our ball connector onto the upright. So now what we're going to need to do is grease up the O-ring, get it into here, into the axle, and then we've got our two bearings. Now, just out of interest, and you'll have noticed this in the first few steps with this car, I ran out of grease. So I ordered a tube of grease online. So now I've got plenty of grease, and it'll be great for extra grease if the kit runs out. But as I've said, this is the first time I've had a Tamiya kit where there literally was not enough grease. I'm fairly liberal, but I'm fairly reserved at the same time. I don't overdo it, but I do like to have lots of grease. I was shocked to find out that I ran out of grease in building this kit. So you may need to get yourself some extra grease too, and so this is one that I picked up online. I wasn't able to find it in local hobby stores, and neither were they able to get it, which was a bit of a surprise to me. So I had to find it online. So here's the grease we're going to use, and we're going to grease up our little O-ring. So let's get some grease into the tube. There we go. And we're going to stick that into the axle. And squish that down flat. As you can see, there it is down there, and nice and flat on the end. So that is in. Then what we're going to do is, you can see that you've got grease at the top and grease at the bottom. Now, again, I don't think I really need to because we are using the ball bearings, but I'm going to do it anyway just because of the way this is showing. So I'll do this in reverse so I can get the grease there. Get it going all the way around. And then here as well. And again, this is going to be sitting inside the bearings, so I don't think it really is needed, but I'm doing it anyway. So if we take a look at our diagram, turn that around, we're going to use one of our M16 1510 bearings, stick that on there. Well, actually do it this way. Grab our upright, put that in, there it is, it's on that side. Then we have the little one, our regular our 1260 bearing, slide that in. So there we have both sides. Grab our axle again, And we're going to put that in just like that. So that is how it sits. So that is one side done. So let's just go ahead and do the other and we can move on. So again, we're going to put on the ball connector, but of course this time, right, this one sat like that, right? This one is going to sit like that. So we're going to put our ball connector on the bottom of this one. Grab our wrench. And there we have it. So that's how it is going to sit, just like we see here. I am going to slide the bigger bearing in and down there. And we're going to take the other side, put that in. There we go, just like that. And then we're going to take our axle. We're going to take our O-ring, grease it up. And then we're going to put that inside. And again, you're going to use this axle to push it down flat. So you can see there that it's in and down and flat. Then we'll take the grease again and we're going to put it on both sides. So you've got this part here. Spin that around, and then this part here. And again, because we're using bearings, I don't really tend to usually do this, but this time around I'm going to do it. And then we'll take our axle joint, put it in, and voila. It is now inside and done. So that is how it should look when it's finished. So that step is done. So now we can move on to step 15, which is attaching the front axles.